Good morning. Today I'm going to record another vlog because they are a whole lot of fun to make, and they're kind of easy because I can put the camera on the shelf, for example, and work and show you the things that I'm working on during the day or the things that I do. So yeah, I thought that I would do that today. It's Today is the 24th or 25th of January already, and it's been a very busy month already and a very exciting month as well because I have been working on a lot of things, and yeah, I'm excited to show you the things that I have been doing and all of that. So yeah, today is a beautiful day. There's a beautiful light outside, and I thought that that would be great to record today for that reason. So um, yeah, it is almost 12 already, and I have been working since 8:30, 9 this morning. So I'm going to bring you to the studio and show you some of the things that I'm working on. I have recently decided to change things around a little bit and um, put these dry flowers on display. I have been collecting them for the past 3 years actually, and they were in a vase somewhere, and I don't think that I was showcasing them the best way I could, so I decided to simply put them on the wall, and I really love them. And this is the desk this morning, so I have my to-do list over here, and then there's one pattern that I'm working on at the moment, some beautiful yarn that I have received yesterday or the day before yesterday, I don't remember. And over here, so the camera ran out of battery, and I was talking about recent stash enhancement, but I think that I would record a separate video to show you all the yarn that I acquired lately, both personal, for my personal stash and for work. But here's a little glimpse into the yarn. I have been longing for spring so badly these days, and I really want to have spring flowers at home so badly. So I don't know if you can see, but yeah, here the flowers started to dry out already. So as soon as they will dry out completely, I will change the bulbs and probably add iris or any other spring flower. And I'm probably gonna be adding more pots on the windowsill because I want it to be absolutely filled with flowers. They smell amazingly. So I also have another flower here, and as you can see, it dried out as well. So I'm probably gonna change it very soon. How beautiful that is. I'm watching the Skein Gear podcast. Oh gosh. Sorry about that. Anyway, that is the Skein Gear podcast. So because these days I'm working on quite large pieces, I'm knitting a lot during the day, and you know, as I knit, I like to entertain myself. I like to keep my hands and brain busy. So if I'm knitting on something, I'm usually either listening to an audio podcast. I have been loving how's it called? Um, there's the Sweet Georgia podcast that I have been listening to, and some like business audio podcasts as well. And I think that I'm gonna start listening to the Harry Potter. I think I'm halfway through the fourth book, so yeah, I'm either listening to something or watching something. And I mentioned in the past that I have subscribed to Netflix, so I have been watching The Crown recently, and right now I've just discovered the Scandier podcast, so I'm on episode 2, and I have been enjoying that immensely. I just love holes, and I think I could turn the camera around, it's a bit awkward. So yeah, I just love hauls, yarn hauls, or when knitters are taking you to yarn shops just to see how yarn shops look in different areas of the world. I think it's just always fascinating to see that how shops like to display their yarn, or it can allow you to discover new yarn. So that's amazing. And Norway is definitely, it's a country that I have visited a couple of years ago, I think almost 10 years ago. And I wasn't a knitter at that time, but and I visited during summer, so I've never experienced Norway in the cold. And I don't know, like, it's like one country, it's like one of the country that has the strongest knitting tradition. So it's just wonderful to hear people sharing the knowledge about the craft in their country, and seeing all the beautiful wintry landscapes is just amazing. So yeah. So I've just had lunch. I've had some borscht with fried kimchi with mushrooms and tofu, and a slice of rye and wheat bread, and that was great. So I'm probably gonna make myself a big cup of coffee because I kind of started having a headache. And it's a beautiful day. There's sun shining outside, so I think I'm gonna take advantage of that and go out for a walk, which is something that I don't do enough. So I'm gonna go out for a walk, and I'm gonna bring you along with me and show you a little bit around, because that's not something that I do a whole lot. So yeah. So I hope that I'm in focus, because it's kind of tricky to adjust the focus on that camera for some reason. It's not the best camera for recording videos, so I hope that it's okay. I just wanted to talk about something else before I take you on a walk. So the other day I met with my dear friend Ida in a coffee shop, and on the way back I stopped at one of my local yarn shop because it was on the way back home. It was still open, so that was destiny. So I went there just to see if they had anything interesting. They usually have, yarns that I'm not really drawn to, yarns with heavy speckles, or with a lot of acrylic in there. But they also have like one shelf with natural kind of local yarns that are very rustic. But still, I wanted to see if I could find something, and I stumbled across a bowl of nylon and, well, this is superwash yarn, and I just thought that I could get it because I really love the color. I really love the color. And for the past few days I've been wanting to cast on a new pair of socks because I've recently completed one of my hair here. I've completed a pair of monkey socks. I will record a proper video about socks very soon, because I'm kind of obsessed with socks lately. So I think that I could record a sock type of yarn, pattern, all of that sock video. But anyway, I've been wanting to cast on a pair of Stepping Stones sock by Clara Parks because that pattern was actually the very first pattern that I followed. I think 4 years ago. I learned knitting, kind of, technical knitting with that pattern. It's the first pattern that I followed, and that was a lot of, I learned so much with this pattern because I taught myself knitting through YouTube videos, and I learned knitting in English. So once I acquired the basic techniques like knit purl, I just wanted to challenge myself a little bit more, and I wanted to kind of show my new passion to someone that I love dearly. So I thought that I could cast on a pair of socks for my mom. So I got the pattern because it looked absolutely beautiful, and I thought that it could, she would love to have a pair of hand knitted socks. So I learned so much with this pattern. I learned to use DPNs. That was very fiddly at the beginning. I didn't know how that could work because I remember when I started, I didn't know how to position the four needles. They were kind of crossing over one another, and I couldn't hold everything, especially the first row, to make it work. I had no idea how to make that work. And once I got the hang of it, it felt very, very satisfying. And I learned to follow a pattern with the stepping stones. I learned how to turn the heel. I learned, the kitchen stitch. I learned the gasset. I learned a whole lot of techniques basically. And so my mom still has the pair of socks. It doesn't have any hole except for the small holes on the side, which I've only recently managed to kind of fix, if you will. I don't know if you can see, but there is no hole. So I'm really, really thrilled about that. But yeah, I love this pattern so much, and I think that I will be forever sentimentally attached to this pattern for for that specific reason. So yeah, I sew the yarn, and it's the same color that I've used for my mom's sock. So yeah, this is fingering weight, and the pattern calls for a worsted weight. So I changed basically the stitch count, and I haven't done the math to figure out, how many stitches I'm gonna have for the heel or anything like that. I will figure it out once I will reach that point. But basically, I'm doing the same thing as the pattern, just on a larger number of stitches. And I haven't done a whole lot of progress, but I'm really looking forward to seeing more of these beautiful stitches, because it brings me a whole lot of good memories. So, and I'm keeping them in one of my favorite bags that Kate from the Loop and Bar podcast made me. Very appropriate for kind of the early spring weather that we're having today. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna make myself a big cup of coffee because I'm kind of starting to have a headache, and I'm gonna bring you along to a walk with me. So I just made myself a cup of coffee to help with the headache, and I just wanted to show you how this yarn glows with the light. It's kind of a peachy gold color. It's so pretty. So anyway, enough rambling, let's go for a walk. So, as I have mentioned, I don't usually go out for walks, which is a bit of a shame. So, I'm gonna try to change that bad habit gradually. And yeah, today's a really, really beautiful day. And this is the park that is right outside our home. And over there, I don't know if you can see behind the trees there, it's where we have picnics in the summer months, and this is where I like to work outside as well. We bring a blanket, we bring some tea. Last year we played some board games outside. It's really, really, really lovely. So yeah, there's a robin family living in the bush. And some of them are so huge. I don't know if you can see the small one there. His belly is ginormous. It feels so good to be outside, to be honest. The air is so fresh, it's cold and wonderful. And yeah, there's still a bit of snow. Um, and a lot of birds, the sun is shining, and I really, really love it. And another funny fact is that in that street there's a couple of beautiful wooden houses, and before we moved to our current place, we actually thought of living in the street there because there was one ad for a flat, and now we actually live, well, it's actually there. I entered the park from there, and our flat is somewhere there. I have just came back home from my walk, and it feels so good. I've opened up one window, the window in the kitchen, because it's so warm at home right now, and it's cold outside, and I always feel that I suffocate at home if there's no air. So yeah, I might actually work here, because to take advantage of the light. And right now I've just brewed some lovely tea, and something that I really love about Latvia is that there's still a lot of people interested in kind of traditional medicine, so remedies with plants. And at the central market there's a lady that sells all kinds of plants, infusions for tea, or like roots. There's one root that is called I don't remember, mugwort or something, and I mean just medicinal things. And we recently stumbled across fireweed tea, which is a native plant here, and it's been used in Russia a lot. It's actually the first, it was kind of the main resource, like the main export resource that Russia used to export to England, more specifically before they kind of traded tea from India. And Native Americans used to use it a lot, and it's a wonderful plant for so many different reasons. It has a lot of vitamins, and it's good, very good for digestion, and it tastes really good. Tea, it's a fermented beverage, but fireweed is not. Well, it could be fermented, and that would increase the how to say that? The benefits, the benefits of the plant. But the ones that she sells are just dried, and I don't know if you can see, but there's the flowers as well, the beautiful purple flowers, and it tastes like tea, and it has kind of a sweetness to it that I really, really love. And we've been wanting to actually make our own fiery tea by foraging the plants. But the thing is that we went to look for them last year, but when they don't bloom, they look a lot like goldenrod. You know, it's the like the long plants with very thin leaves, and they have the beautiful yellow flowers, but they're completely different than fireweed. So yeah, we didn't end up picking them, and we were a bit sad because we wanted to ferment the fireweed leaves. So I was really surprised to find them at the market, and we're gonna go tomorrow and buy probably more because we bought the pack last week, and as you can see we're almost done. So we're gonna buy a couple of them and probably more herbs. She has melissa that I really, really love, and different infusions for the evening. We usually drink like yogi teas or things like that, but they're kind of expensive here. So if I can have something local and help to sustain someone's business, especially when it's like an older person, I would gladly do that. So I'm kind of excited for tomorrow. I'm gonna use one of my all-time favorite cup. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see with the sun, but I think I talked or I've shown it to you in the past, but I love it so much.